candle. Here. Another candle. Can I have a remote also?
Aveeno Wash and Lotion locks in 2 times the moisture in 2 steps.
Get 0.9% APR on this Buick Envision. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get
Can you put something in the chat? It's like hello or something. I just want to see if I can see it on TV. Oh, come on, man. This fucking TV. Not good. If that makes it any better. I just spun it. It was like maybe a 5-second delay. No, that's shit, actually. God, these people are gonna be like, he's a moron. And they're right. Oh, that's right. What are we gonna do tonight? Stambro. Oh, can you do me a favor? Can you message Stambro on Facebook Messenger and tell him that we're live if he's not on? I can't see who's live. I don't think this is not like Instagram. Just waiting for more people to come on. We'll do. If you guys are on, I can see the live chat. This is a little bit rougher than Instagram, but I have it up on my TV. So as you guys message stuff, tell me if the volume's good enough, if you can hear music or not. I don't know how to make it full screen. I'm gonna have to screw with this afterwards. I don't really want to have to buy a camera because I don't really want to spend that money, but we'll see. I'm jacking this thing all up. Stambro message you back or no? I don't know why there's such a delay with the chat. How many people it says watching it? Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's you and I. That's fine. I know Carl just messaged me. He said he asked him if we're still going live. And I said yes, and he hasn't replied yet. At this point, live or not, I have... Oh, what's up, little Eric? How you doing, buddy?
Kayak to find the hotel you want.
Making a card for my buddy who should be on at some point here. Little Eric, can you hear the music at all? What's up, Carl? Is the music too loud, Eric, or no? No, this is Carl. This is NCS. This is non-copyright sounds, actually. I like their music in general. It's the same. It's the same stuff like you hear on the intro. All you have to do is add a link into your description, and it's free to use. So yeah, I don't want to get jammed up with copyright stuff. Otherwise, then you get a copyright strike, and then after like 2 or 3 of them, you're not ever allowed to stream on YouTube again or have a YouTube channel. Just putting the borders together now. I'm waiting for my buddy Ben to hop on. He was the guy whose balls I was breaking on the last video at the end there. So he's got me making him a pool card. He played in a, well, he plays in the leagues and stuff, but he played in a national tournament 2021, I think. And he was on ESPN or something like that. So I got some pictures of that. I got them printed up. They're already cut and stuff like that. I'm only going to use one, and then I'm going to use one for like where I would use the patch. So just a little something to do. Just trying the YouTube thing out. I think the YouTube chat is on like a 5 or 6 second delay for sure to me. So if my voice is too low or the music's too loud or whatever, just let me know. I don't know how to I don't know how to get it to full screen because I'm on my phone right now. So I don't want to buy a camera. So just letting the borders press down now. I'm hoping that Ben pops on so he can see what color he wants to use, although I'm pretty sure I know what colors he wants to use. So the other thing I didn't have a chance to do after work was make the nameplate. I have a subscription to Canva, so I have access to all the pro stuff. So I can make I make nameplates and stuff for a lot of the custom ones you've seen. So yeah, I have let me show you, Carl. I have 3 360 pointers getting ready to go. 3 Eagles quarterbacks that a buddy of mine is having me do. A Frank Gore, just because, and then another buddy of mine wants me to do a Gunner and Adley Rutschman together. So I got to cut all the borders, but I have all the borders in there like that. They just haven't been cut yet. So I have these 2 to do tonight, and I may actually do. There's a guy that wants to buy one on Instagram, a Tua, and I have 2 Tuas that I'm gonna do. So what do you mean? I'm not using Chat GPT. I don't want to go into the. I don't want to delve into the artificial intelligence threshold. No, thank you. So I know your feelings on it. So. Oh, Carl, have you ever been to a card show, by the way? Like the regular sports card show, anywhere ever? I might go tomorrow. I'm not sure. Tomorrow's my only day off for a little over a week, so I have dinner ready for tomorrow. I'm just contemplating if I want to get up and go to Albany or not. So I'm an hour and a half south of Albany, so I'd have to get up at like 7:30. Leave, go there for like an hour, see what's up, and then come home. So we shall see. I don't even have that much money to buy stuff, and I'd want to buy wax more than anything. That's what I really like doing. So, but I have what the hell is it? I have 2 hobby boxes of Big League coming from Dave and Adams. They're going to be shipped when the release day is. They don't ship beforehand. So, and then I'll do not a live video, but I'll do a regular video probably about that. I may have my wife actually open the cards, and I'll just do like a commentary as she opens them kind of thing, or I'll record her opening them, and I'll do a voiceover after the fact, almost like an editing thing. That'll be fun. So maybe what I'll do is every base card that's worth about 5 cents, I'll scream like every other freaking breaker. No, I'm about an hour south of Catskill. Do you know New York at all over in this way? I'm near Newburgh, New York, that area-ish, if you're looking on a map. We're exactly 1 hour north of New York City. So, the other guy in here, Eric, oh, no shit. Huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're exit 17 off the thruway, off of 87 when you were here. So... I don't know if you would have had any reason to come down here. I assume you flew into Albany. If not, we're right next to Stewart Airport. Just to give you an idea. Yep, that's where I am. That city where Stewart Airport is, I worked there for 17 years, 16 years, something like that, as a paramedic. So, did you, Carl, did you buy any vinyl today from Michael's? So yeah, so how you just saw me cut this vinyl, what you would do is you would take the glue stick, you would just coat the whole card, put it on there, let it sit for about 5 minutes with something on top of it with like a little bit of weight, doesn't need to be a lot of weight, and then take it, flip it upside down, and then you would cut around it like you just saw me cut. Just be a little bit gentle, like hold down the center of the card when you cut, because in case the glue is still a little soft, if the card slides like after you've cut 1 or 2 sides and you don't notice it, then it'll be off, and when you go to flip it over, you'll have parts showing. And if you're using a card with borders, I guess that could still work, but if not, then you're gonna have an issue. So yeah, like if you had a little bit of an issue here, you wouldn't see it, but yeah, I think we'll do that. Yeah, absolutely, Eric, absolutely. I know I still have a Stamkos. I was looking, I made a Vasilevsky for, I think, my brother-in-law. I think I made him one. I don't even know what I still have. This is my little bag of tricks here. So tomorrow night I want to do, I'd like to anyway, depending on the day, I'd like to do a live feed on Instagram, because I have a new stand coming, and I have a new headset coming with a microphone in it. So that way I shouldn't have as much ambient noise, which will be an issue when it comes to streaming music. And I like having music in the background, because otherwise if there's like long pauses or anything like that, or in this case delays with the chat where I'm trying to talk, it's hard to, it's kind of hard to keep it interesting. It'll suck even more, and I don't think I need any help doing that. So, trying to see. Yeah, the only one I have right now is Stamkos, Jack Hughes, Connor McDavid, Burchard, Bergeron, a couple of Rangers players. Patrick Waugh, he was on the Canadians. I'm going to make that just in general. So I'll probably do a Devils card at some point just to have. So, but yeah, I can do that, little Eric. I can order one, and I already ordered a Lightning patch, I think. But like I was talking with another guy today, and he mailed some cards and some money and stuff because he mails money in the mail, which is really weird, but it's what he does. Like the mail is completely jacked up. It's becoming like a national news story, but that also doesn't mean anything because they're still not going to fix it. But yeah, I have a set of these mascot cards. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I have probably about 4 or 5 of them cut up. And tomorrow night on the live stream, I'd like to put those together. So this week I have to tackle a project that I am deathly afraid of because I just suck at what it is that the guy wants me to do. So I have a comic book size case, and I'm going to make a big picture of his daughter for him who plays varsity basketball in one of the schools near here. And I don't know how it's going to come out. A moose? What do you mean a moose? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. So, I plan on doing mostly, whatchamacallit, like YouTube, just generic YouTube videos. The live stuff is more for fun. I have no anticipation or intentions on becoming monetized or, whatever. If it ever becomes popular, it's going to be people I know, or it's because I'm doing dumb shit. And, for me to do dumb shit, it's not, like, I'm not going to be able to be monetized because I'll be cursing and doing all that kind of stuff. But I have no problem with that because I am still going to have to show up to work tomorrow, so it doesn't change a damn thing. So, nope. So, there you go, Carl. I got one. But sometimes that glare is terrible. Yep. I tried to cut up all the ones that I have a patch for right now. So like I'm waiting for a couple of patches that I've already, I ordered them probably Tuesday, I think. I knew I wanted to do this weekend just for fun. Like nobody ordered these. They'll be for sale, but like nobody has asked me to make them. It's just for me. I'm trying to do stuff that I just have fun with. There are so many artists out there that are doing just so much stuff above what I'm doing. I think without me practicing stuff that it's outside my wheelhouse, I'm not ever going to get any better. So I'm trying to do stuff that is either fun, that I don't mind keeping, or, stuff that's a little bit different. So, like I plan on doing the ones with the bullet casings in it, the ones with poker chips in it, that kind of stuff. So. Same principle though, still a shadow box. I'm gonna stick to my style because I don't want to look like I'm mimicking somebody else's too much. And I also want to start transitioning a little bit more to the 360 points. But for personal ones that people want to be able to frame, I can't do 360 point ones because they can't be put in frames. So, just 1 second, guys. Sorry. So, does it say how many people are watching or no? All right. 4. Okay, so just us. So, have you ever sold cards before, Carl? Like any of the ones that you have gotten, or have you sent it out to be graded to get to sell? And if so, where did you sell them? the good news is Roy's coming, so really it's between Roy and Carl and Eric. I'll have people to talk to. I don't need a lot of people on these. I just like people to interact with. Otherwise, it's kind of useless. I would just turn the music up and kind of do it on my own. So, Run Good Life had my card on his live stream the other night. Actually, he was in. I think. What's up, Roy? Doing my buddy Ben's card. I don't know where the hell he is. He's probably passed out unconscious because I know he's not working. But when I'm done with his card, I'm gonna do. I might do your. Oh, maybe not. Let me look. Maybe I'll do your father-in-law's card. We'll see. To do that, I would have to shoot the shit because I would also have to trim up both the car and him, which doesn't take long, but. So. Where the hell? There we go. Roy, I might go to my first ever card show tomorrow. I was gonna take that money that you were mailing me and go spend it, but I'm still wondering if you even sent it or not. Magically, I didn't get it in the mail. Maybe my first scam ever? Maybe? Freaking bitch. Oh, I didn't measure that. Yeah, that's not going to go well. So the APA thing you see here and my buddy Ben you see like in the card, which isn't even glued yet, those are actually like physical pictures. So they're like glossy satin, they're not printed on cardstock upstairs in my printer. They're, so I'm not going to do it for these because I don't know if he'll like it because he's not on because he sucks. But it's actually pretty easy to add the holographic film to those as long as the cuts aren't too integral. Or I can put the holographic film over it before I actually cut it. That can be a little bit tricky just because it makes it a little bit thicker. But if you take your time and use a sharp enough blade, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. So I also like, I'm not going to do it with this one. I might do it with one of the guys I work with. These prism borders, I don't like to use them too much because one of the guys that I really respect a lot, he uses them pretty religiously, so I don't want to copy his style. But they're really, actually Roy has a card like that. The holographic overlay stuff goes really nice on those prism borders. They really pop. So. Roy, have you ever gone to a card show before? Like an actual real card show? Are you even allowed to go to those? Little Eric, also message me the name of that player because I don't think the chat will save for here. I don't want to forget. I can order it either tonight or tomorrow morning. With the way the mail is, it'll probably take, I don't even know how long it'll take to get here, but I already have the patch coming. So. Once licensed, yeah. Well, my wife's going to I don't know if it's a Broadway show or an off-Broadway show or whatever on a Saturday. I might leave that off. Maybe I'll come down and pick you up, Roy, and we'll go to Wilkes-Barre. You're not close to Philadelphia, by the way.
Perfect shower shirt is crucial for.
I looked online on a map, and you're not close to Philly at all, bro. You're a lot closer to Wilkes-Barre. You're about 35 minutes from Wilkes-Barre and about 2 hours from Philadelphia. I was like, holy shit. But if I take a ride out there that one Saturday to go to that show in Wilkes-Barre, I'll see if you want me to come pick you up and meet up. So we'll see. Yeah, maybe the way you drive, which is why you don't have a license. I think so. I'd have to look. What I do is I look. It says I Google sports card shows 2024, and then I think it's Sports Card Magazine or one of them. They have. I'd have to look. I have the link saved in my phone. They have a calendar for each state, so that's kind of the one I go off of. So, but it's kind of tough because I want to go more to see what I have to do to maybe sell it then once in a while, so I can sell all these customs that I make that I don't do anything with. But I really am. I really like wax more than anything. I just kind of am a big child when it comes to that. But so because I don't have a traditional patch, I am only doing 4 tall. Figure the outside border is 6 tall. You don't want this to be as tall, so I'll sit there roughly like that. I think I'd like that underneath that like that as opposed to over the top. What do you guys think, over the top or with the bottom lip behind the prison border? That's over top. And that's underneath. What do you guys think? I'm going to do a video later on this week on doing a card like this, of this style, with one of the guys that I work with. I'm doing one for his grandson. So. Freaking cameraman, I swear to God. I really hope the tripod I get tomorrow is a lot better. This thing is shit. You like the bottom tucked behind, little Eric, or you like the bottom over the top? Bottom over the top. Yeah. Okay, I can see it because it shows the whole pool table. All right. I will do that. I got to be honest, so far, what do you guys think? You guys like the Instagram live or do you like the YouTube live better? Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I'm doing the bottom over the top now. Too late. I have to remember, not tonight, but I have to remember that I have to put nameplates on this, so maybe I'll do left and right. I'll leave this like this. Cooking dinner, but I'm watching. It's a little boring, Carl. I didn't have a lot set up. There's not a lot of people. Like, one of the things that made it really awesome last time was on Instagram was that there was a lot of people talking, so that made it a lot more fun. So that's all that matters is interaction. It doesn't have to be a lot of people, just a few people, but without interaction, it doesn't really work. So. Otherwise, it's better to just make videos and let people watch them at their leisure. Yeah, so far I like Instagram too, So it's a photo, Roy. Just like the one that's for your girl there and her father. Those are based off of photos.
Tell us about this corn festival. Got your corn pudding? Oh, is it safe around here?
The only issue with photos is you got to get really, you got to be careful about like not, crossing over. So, like for this one, I still got to trim him and I got to trim the car, but it'll be something along those lines. That way I can leave it over the top. I also have to print out the in loving memory of Chip thing. So actually I can't do that tonight anyway then. So, but it will look good. Any idea on what color you'd want in the background of yours, Roy? Like generally speaking anyway, don't get too particular. Because black and white is tough. Not that it's tough, but like I have the silver brushed hollow. Might not look bad. It's a generic color, but would go well with the black and white. That's the silver brushed hollow that I was talking about. So, also because the black and white, I could do the black cracked ice. That might not look bad. So, I can't believe it, but soon I'm gonna have to order more vinyl. I never thought I'd see the day. I'll mess with it. What I usually do is like you just saw is I'll get the card squared away and then I will put it over the vinyl pieces itself and then just like look at it and see how it's going to be. I don't think there's going to be any patch or anything. I think I want to do the in loving memory of Chip behind it with maybe no nameplate across the top to leave the checkered border. And then it would just be like right here because once I trim these two down and then being at the bottom, it would allow for it to look really nice. So, but if I put Chip over here behind the border of the car, it'll cover up the two shoulders that cut off. So that would look nice. I'm not used to this. Yeah. Sorry, Roy. I didn't mean to have the card facing me. I forgot I'm doing this stupid shit. I have another. I was telling these guys I have another tripod coming tomorrow between 5 and 8 a.m. from Amazon. It's like an actual real tripod. This thing is like I don't know how to describe it. It's a stand with a plate on the side, and it's got a ring over the top, and then it's got a camera mount that holds over the top. So it's done the trick so far, but I don't like it nearly as much as what I think I'm about to get. So. That's roughly what she'll look like. I wish Ben was on to see it. Ben said he would be on, but Ben is a jerk. He might be sleeping, actually. I don't think he drinks, so. putting the back on before I put the front on so I don't scrape it too much. So I think this style might take off a little bit for personal stuff. Like I'm doing one for, like I said, a guy that I work with. I'm doing his dogs. He just got a new dog, so I'm doing 2 images of his dog. So that one I might do tonight. And then, you know, I did the firefighter one, stuff like that. Like, it allows for you to have like Little League pictures, you know, memorial pictures, that kind of stuff. So. I like this textured vinyl. The only downside is that it takes a little bit more pressure and it takes a little bit longer to glue to like stick. So it doesn't have that clear coat finish on the top, so it doesn't dry that quick. So once I'm done with this, I gotta reapply, I think, because it's moving on me. I don't like that. So. Did you ever sell that car that you were trying to sell, Roy?
Teeing off, spilling it. Because with the Verbo, it's always just you, your people, and no one else.
I just got a link to track a delivery. Did you give me a birthday gift?
Yeah. Hi, Genie, that.
Oh, nice. Good for you, man. So you don't have to answer on YouTube, but you have them mail you cash, and they're okay with that? Come on, you freaking... So in this instance, I'm sure Carl's not watching, but I have this Elmer's glue, which is the same. It's a liquid glue. I'm going to put a thin bead across it. Like that might even be too thick. But once I do that, I'm going to spread it out with my finger. Try not to get it on my back sticker paper, because once I do, it decolors it, as you can see. But I can't have this separating. That's just not possible. Yeah, I know. Not super glue though, Carl. It's just regular liquid glue. I use this for like the charms that you see. But this textured vinyl, like you need something to help hold it down. Like you can already see a little separation there. If I don't add something to this, it's not going to adhere. So it doesn't take very long. It takes maybe like probably 10 minutes to dry pretty decently. So I don't like doing this after I've put the backing on already though, because it can get onto the backing and then it decolors the backing a little bit. But I would much rather have it decolored a little bit than have it separate, because then the card, if you ever take it out of the case, you know, some people like to, some people don't, but if you do, it can come apart on you, and then the guy who made it's a piece of shit, and I prefer to not be the piece of shit if I have a say in the matter. So... I think that clear glue is it does truly dry clear. It's very good about that. Also, I want to say it was like $3. So as far as keeping it cheap, you use this wax paper so it doesn't stick. Put that on there. So the good thing about having a box full of cards here is that you can use that to compress it down. So I know SGC got my order. So I don't know when I'm going to mail in the next order, but I may mail it like Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll do a video on it, but it's going to be all my, not all, but it's going to be 10 Yankees cards. I have, I think it'll be 5 Jeter rookies or 6 Jeter. It's either going to be 5 and 5 or 6 and 4, but it's Jeter rookies and Judge rookies. So I have, I think, 5 or 6 of the same Jeter rookies, the basic tops one, and then I have, I think, either 5 or 6 different Aaron Judge rookies, and then I won, I want to say 7 cards today on eBay. So I'm only gonna send out to get graded autographs and rookies, and like if I happen to pull like a really high priced card like that Patrick Mahomes downtown, I will I'll send that in to get graded. That way, if I keep it, it's protected. Or if I want to sell it, I know exactly what it's graded. I don't need to listen to anybody's, bullshit. Oh, well, it's a little off center and this and that. That's why I make the comments I do on sometimes on Facebook about the fine art sports card enthusiasts that, are literally picking out the every little minute detail that could potentially be wrong with the card, which may or may not be true, but like then I know, like, I don't care what you have to say. This is roughly what it should be worth. It's got a number on it from an independent third party. And, it allows for, if I want to sell it, for me to know roughly 80% of what I should get for it. So that's kind of what I was talking to you before about, Carl, on Facebook, when I was texting you on my way home from work, is that, I just, it's all a scam. It's all bullshit. Like, there is no two ways about that. However, it's like at least it's like at least it's accepted BS. So yeah, but the jeweler's loop doesn't even matter, man. It doesn't even matter. So I don't know if you've been watching any of the YouTube stuff. I watch YouTube stuff all day, every day, because my job allows me to do that. So I watch the same 6 or 7 people every day, every episode they put out there, just for their opinion on things. And I'm aware that it's just their opinion, but screw you, Carl. But it's one of those things where I think at least we know how inconsistent grading is, but at least everyone is by the same inconsistency. If you're not going to sell it, it doesn't matter. If it's for your PC, it doesn't matter. And we also know that once you send it in for a grade, like, it's going to be whatever it is. So I watch SCV Sports Cards every day. I talk to him through email. I talk to him on Instagram. Like, he's a real down-to-earth dude. I think he's hilarious. I think he's bluntly honest and almost coarsely honest, but I like it because I think he's being as genuine as he can be. I know that he does these things because him and I were going to do a couple of dealings together, and that is the way he is. Not in a negative way. It's just like, he kind of walks the walk, and I respect that. He's the one that talked me into sending in my Chet Holmgren and my Michael Harris rookies, because he's like, take a chance. He goes, what's the worst that can happen? They come back and they're not that great. He goes, you can either keep them or you can crack them. Obviously, he doesn't like SGC. He likes PSA, but the principle is still the same, because it's not a numbered card. It's not a 1 of 1. It's nothing crazy like that. So, he's like, take a chance. He goes, worst case scenario, they come back and they surprise you. If not, you knew there was a flaw. He's like, they hold some flaws in higher regard than other, this and that. So, like this microfiber you see right here, literally that's what I do, is I take and I wipe them down, and that's the end of it. They go right in a brand new top loader and a brand new card saver, and that's all I do. So then you get what you get. I don't even wipe down the back, which a lot of people do, which I find to be weird. But unless the back is like creased or bent for some reason, I don't see how they're going to really hold the back in too high a regard, in my opinion. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. So for me, I'll eventually sell some of the rookies and stuff. If not, my thought process is that, you know, even Patrick Mahomes, I don't remember when he won his first Super Bowl. I know he went to the first whatever number of AFC Championship games, but like he's now officially one of the greats. And if you held on to his rookie card and got it graded way back when, even a BS base one, but you left it in a PSA 9 or PSA 10, and I almost 100% pack pull my cards, or I buy them for under $10 a piece on eBay, you know, what are you in for another $15 with grading at SGC? So you're in at the most for a card $25. Any one of those cards are $100 or more. You know, and God forbid you get a Prism or a Prism Silver or an autograph or who knows what. And it comes back as an SGC or PSA 10. And I gotta believe moving forward, anything graded basically from now on forward, an SGC 10 is gonna be the equivalent to a PSA 10. They're the same company. It'd be hard to argue otherwise. So that's kind of my mindset behind it. Again, I'm kind of a nerd. I like the cards in slabs. I think it's just kind of cool. There's no other reason for it. I don't have a good reason for it. So, but that's my determination on. I know it's a scam and don't really care. That's why I use SGC. It's cheaper and a quicker turnaround, but it's all the same BS. So, but take a chance on your cards. Get them graded for a reason, but just be very comfortable with the fact that the grade is subjective and that, you know, what are you trying to do with it? You know, some people are anti-grading, like Roy. Could care less. Does not grade the cards. Period. That's just his thing. He's one of many. There are many people like that. Came out pretty good. Ben said he was going to come on. He messaged me and said he couldn't find the channel. I told him how to find it, like a butthead. Even though he watched the channel and watched me break his chops at the end of the last video. So, but. You collect Pokemon, little Eric? I've done a couple of different sets of Pokemon. I've done the glow-in-the-dark ones. I've done the ones with Crocs in them. I've done a couple of them. They're a little bit harder to cut. I can't do the full art ones. I don't do the full art ones. They take too much time and all that stuff. But Pokemon are cool. They are super, super, super popular. Pokemon sports cards wish they could be as popular as Pokemon. So. These are the frames that I use, guys. If you ever get cards from me that are 180 point or smaller and you don't want to buy frames from me, these are the ones. I get them off Amazon. I'll gladly send any of you guys the link, especially for shipping purposes. I tell people, don't like buy the regular cards from me. I have to charge you another $10 per frame between shipping and what it costs me per frame. Just I buy a box of 6 of them for like probably about $36. So, go on to eBay, little Eric. Go on to eBay, type in the card, and then type in, go to the filter, and go to sold, and check the recent sales of the card, and it will tell you roughly what it's at. If it's not graded, you know, you want to check that condition. If you want to get it graded, see what. I have no idea about Pokemon card grading. Like, I don't even know what to look for. I don't know if it's the same as sports cards or not. So. I do know that Pokemon is stupid popular. So what are you getting done next from Keith, Roy? Oh, never mind. You already told me. Never mind. I got it. I thought about the turf card. I don't know. I'd have to think about it a little bit because it's not like there's no way to like, I don't know. It's going to be the whole side. It's going to be the whole back of the card or the whole, like, it will be the whole area. So would it look cool? Maybe, but like talk about the complete opposite of any real art. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not doing anything kind of neat. I don't think it's a good idea, but I just don't think it's, I don't know. I don't know. Yes, you would need 360 point. You're right about that. I definitely feel like that's a thing.
Wow, with a TurboTax expert for 100% accurate taxes guaranteed.
Plus, Keith will do a lot of the printing stuff. I won't do that. I don't like doing that kind of stuff. That's just my thing. I think he does a very good job with it. You know, there's plenty of others that do a good job with it too. So I think in some ways he will make you happy with that. So like I've told you, I got no shade to throw towards Keith. I think he helped me out when I got into this. So damn it. Sometimes the backs on these frames are a pain in the butt to get in. So there we go. There she is, all framed up. Table number 7. Good old Ben. I got to put a nameplate across the top, unless he doesn't want one, and I'll just leave it. But so. I hate that. You get it all squared away, and then you find a speck. So, yeah, came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy. I'm glad I went with the green frame. Again, I don't like to use the prisms all that much because of LJs, but I'm happy that I did it this time. So, yeah, little Eric, if you look on my Instagram, you'll see a couple of different story reels of the Pokemon ones. So. Not fancy, but it looks nice. Well, not always fire, Roy. Not always. I try to be perfect, but. So. Alright. Maybe we'll do the 201s next. Oh no, actually we'll do my buddy John's. The hell with it. That one will look kind of neat because then I can do I can show you, Roy, how I did the frame like I did yours. I think that one came out pretty good. So I've had a couple that I've thrown away. I brought down the other card table to do it instead of a little wooden microwave dinner stand, so I had a little bit more room to play with. So for this one, I'm going to do this in a couple of different phases. I am going to do the borders. I'm going to glue them together first. And then I'm going to put the holographic part on top of the border. And then I'm going to put the dogs on. Then I will do the back. So... I had these cut last night. I cut them at the end of my shift at work. So I don't know what I was going to do tonight. I just wanted to, I saw that I had unlocked the ability to do lives on YouTube. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm sure that it will be a small community. There's not that many people that like this stuff. It's more people that I know personally and just BS and shoot the shit kind of thing. So, but that's kind of what it's all about. As I've told all you guys, I'll be going to work the next day anyway. It doesn't matter. I won't be waking up to 1 million views. And even if I did, I still have to go to work on Monday. It doesn't matter. My boss doesn't want to hear it. So, I try to tell him I'm popular. I'm fat and famous now, but he doesn't want to hear it. Actually almost done with the pre-ordered commission ones for the first time in probably since October or November. It'll be the first time I'll be caught up. I have the ones that are done now, or well, basically done. I have to do this one right here. I have to do, I'm going to do the two Tuas, which will be done tomorrow because I told the guy on Instagram they would definitely be done and he could pick one of them. I was going to do him anyway just because he's a popular player and be a good one to have or sell. I have to do, what else? What are the ones that are like bought and paid for kind of thing? I gotta look at my list. I know I gotta do the comic book one. That one I've been putting off. I have the pictures printed. I have them, I think, cut out completely, like trimmed and everything. But I'm gonna build that one very slowly. Like I'm gonna take pictures and video of that. That'll be probably a long video. I'm hoping that I can knock it out of the park. The big thing with that one is going to be how I create the border. The back will be fine. I got a picture for the backing, not using a patch or anything. I got an unlicensed, I forget even what size I printed it up as, but it's going to be a picture of a gym in the background. Just it's got 3 action shots of her, 1 dribbling and 2 shooting, or one pulling up and 2 shooting, or something like that. And the picture conglomeration should look pretty good. And they're the right size. Like all of that stuff should look really nice. It's just I really am fearful on how I'm going to make it look as far as with the border and stuff like that. So the backing, I'm just going to use 1 full sheet of sticker paper, and then I have a like what's called a P-Touch machine, and I'll make labels for it instead of doing the image that I do in the back. So, and at some point I may get into different images in the back. I know that like I'm probably one of the only ones that doesn't do like super custom, super whatever images on the back. I just do my plain Jane BS, but I kind of like my plain Jane BS. It's not only is it my thing, but like I don't want to get in trouble for this dumb stuff. So, all right. So the borders are done. Same thing, 6 borders. There's nothing crazy with this stuff. So if I do, so like Roy, for your triple quarterback one, pardon me. These are the 360 point, the ones that I have to do. So I have this one, I have all 3 quarterbacks in there because now I know I have the depth right. But what I'm going to try to do with yours that I haven't done previously is as I glue the borders, I'm going to try and put like a piece of the bottom. It's going to be horizontal like this. And I want to like stagger in some way like the depths of the quarterbacks because I think that will add to the effect of it all. So I have a lot of options with that one. I actually kind of like that one. Might actually get a chance to turn out like artsy and gay and all that stuff like I want it to, as far as a different style. I have the Eagles patch and I have the Eagles dangle charm. I don't know if I'll use both. I may only use the dangle charm. I may only use the patch. I'm not really sure. I want to use whatever looks good. To me, the borders and the borders and the players are what's gonna be the big thing that like dictate that, because it's gonna be crowded in the background. The thing that's gonna be its saving grace is the fact that it's gonna be such a thick card. So. I have to be honest with you guys, I feel like such a damn boomer doing social media with this stuff, because I cannot multitask for shit. I am not prepared for that. Yeah, it's funny you say that, Carl, because my wife was watching, if it was 90 Day Fiance or something, no, I don't know what it was, right before I got doing this stuff, and holy crap, man, like some of the dudes on that thing, I'm like, okay, I can't, like, I draw the line at sports cards. I can't go, you know, that effeminate. So at least that's my take on it. To each their own. But so kind of like the trout, Roy, but not like I would like to make it more. I would like, so like there's 17 borders, and I would like to do like a 2 or 3 different border gap. Like one of them will be pretty low to the patch, one of them will be much higher, and one of them will be like at the top kind of thing. So that leads me to believe that there's a chance I might be able to use both the patch and the charm. Plus I got to line the inside, you know, plus I got to, you know, that kind of stuff. So I have a lot of options, let's put it that way. So I have a 2008 or 2012 Eagles card, like an actual horizontal like team card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that border because I won't have to make my own. Like it'll be an actual Eagles team border, and then the only thing I have to decide with that is, do I even put the nameplates on, or don't put any nameplates on and leave it just the players themselves, so that way more of it's visible. So because the cards are 3 different cards, so the nameplates won't look the same. The only thing I can do is make a custom nameplate, so which is definitely possible. So by custom nameplate, I mean like the same nameplate that like I'm making for your father-in-law's card, like that. So you'll see this border when it's done. I definitely like the way that these prism borders come out. This is a different design than the one I did on yours, Roy. And I'm also doing the one I'm doing for the YouTube video later in the week. I can't do it until I get the keychain in the mail. But the one I'm doing for that one is a orange score border, because it's for a minor league hockey team in Danbury, Connecticut, and the team colors are orange. But I was able to get an orange border from Score, and that should look pretty good as far as a team color match. And I'm going to put the holographic effect on it also. The only thing I did not think through with this one is there's a lot of angles on the inside of the border, but such is life. So the way this works is you want it to be as close to the edge as possible. However, once you're done, you're going to flip the card over like anything else, and it may not be perfect, so you have to, like, this blade might not cut it. I may have to switch the blade after this, and when you trim it, you kind of like got to be a little bit rough with it. But obviously with these prism cards, you don't want to be too rough because a stray knife mark will show on the silver, like to know tomorrow. Another reason why I don't really like using them, they're very unforgiving. So if you're not like certainly proficient in your technique or however it is that you do things, you're gonna have a nightmare on your hands. Like the one Joe Montana that I did, I really liked the card layout and all that kind of stuff, but like it didn't come out as good as it could have because a couple of the cuts around the border just didn't come out well, and once they're there, there's nothing to do to cover them up. So, the only thing I could have done was then put a piece of laminate like this over the whole thing and then retraced it and hope that the effect kind of like covers up the mistake. I talked to LJ from LJ's Customs about how he gets his cards to look so clean on the underside. You see no white, and he talking about going on an angle, but I don't know how the hell he does it, man. He makes it look like there's literally nothing underneath them, like paper thin. So I don't know if that's just practice or if I have a bad technique, but I don't know. I could not currently on my best day, let's put it that way. So I do enjoy dabbling in them once in a while, but even if I got to be professional at the prison borders, I just couldn't bring myself to do it because he's taken some time out to help teach me how to do these stuff, so just out of respect for him. This is also one of those things I sure would love to mess around with the heat gun that my boss let me borrow. So I have not messed around with that. I haven't had the time. I've been working like a raped ape, so I haven't had the opportunity to really mess around. But apparently he does vinyl on vehicles for like his brother's business, and you know, once you heat this stuff up, you can really stretch it out and stuff like that. I wonder what it would look like on cards. I know that it's not the same as metal and, you know, fiberglass and stuff, but definitely curious. I definitely plan on playing with that, that's for sure. That's something that I would use on those 360 point cards where you have, you know, 17 borders and you just stretch out the vinyl and you pull it down over the borders, and then it would look like a seamless type thing. Potentially. Maybe it looks like crap, I have no idea. So now I'm just going around looking for any imperfections and then using probably halfway or more down the blade because I don't use that part of the blade often. So if there's going to be a sharp part of the blade, it's going to be there. And it allows me to kind of like very easily cut the excess off without like nicking the card or yanking any of the good product off kind of stuff. You don't want to yank any of the stuff that's off on the border. Pretty close, pretty close. It actually went a lot better than I thought it would. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Would help if I put it right side up. Actually, Carl, doesn't your wife do arts and crafts type stuff? If so, what type of arts and crafts does she dabble in? Does she have any suggestions? Does she have any suggestions? And has she made fun of us yet? You can say yes. Oh, I'm looking for honesty. Food art? Holy crap. Yeah, my wife's rather ruthless, I gotta be honest with you. I mean, she has come to the conclusion now where it's like, I think she's like, it could be worse. So I think that's where she's kind of like, all right, I'm not gonna break too many chops because we're doing other stuff. So. All right, pretty happy with that. All right, so my borders are squared away. Next thing we'll do is put the dogs on, so that way they can be pressed down and glue while I do the backing. You can cut these borders however you want as well. And what I mean by that is if you pull one out. All right, so here's a orange insert from a scorecard from a dollar pack. So, and you can see the same, like a lot of the same lines in the Prism. Obviously, they're both made by Panini, but I've cut it straight down here, where I go right, just literally straight down. I've cut on the inside of the green here and left the indents, kind of like what you see here. I've cut the green out, so like the white borders. When they're not orange, if they're white and I cut the color part out, it doesn't look as white. So if you cut the color there, it'll leave the white edge. So unless you are surgical with your cuts and they do look good when you're done and you go on the inside and stuff like that and kind of trim away what you need to, then, you know, sometimes trimming away the color is actually a good thing. So you have a lot of options. I leave the nameplate sometimes across the top because I'm going to put a nameplate on there, and it allows for, you know, I use cardstock or I'll use even just regular paper sometimes, and a lot of options. Sometimes I'll leave the bottom, like if I'm going to use, like I'm going to make this an Eagles one, but a different Eagles player, or you name it. But that's how you can use generic borders for other stuff. What I have not done yet, and I'm not really sure why, other than just time and being lazy, is that with Canva, you can make templates, and I just have not made like a sports card template where I would just have it sized the right way and then just print them off, and they're not illegal because I've made them myself. So don't even get me started, Roy. Still recovering from the Saquon bullshit. So, I think I'm gonna leave it on the outside like this, so the paws and the thing. And a lot of this stuff doesn't take much glue. It just takes time. You just gotta, you know, like I leave this here. It's gotta sit for 5 to 10 minutes, no matter how you slice it. It just needs that time to dry. I gotta be honest, Roy. I mean, like they're going all in. Like if Philadelphia isn't back in the Super Bowl, there's gonna be some fans calling, you know, for some heads because, you know, they're spending a fair amount of money and stuff, and You know, and I don't blame them. They have the talent. I mean, they've lost some offensive line talent with Kelsey, and I think they lost somebody else. But like that's an officially stacked team. So like that's how I'm gonna leave the images on the on that card. So I'm gonna put that over here and put my little hefty box on there and let it help press it down some. So yeah. I don't think you're going to lose the locker room with that. That's why I was so angry about Saquon leaving, because Saquon was such a stand-up dude. It kind of like really pissed me off because he did things the right way, in my opinion. I think he did things like really the right way, you know, and a lot of fans were like, oh, fuck him, this and that, you know, he's just a running back. And, you know, yeah, have the Giants added some really stellar pieces? Yeah, but I just, you know, no, I don't know about that, Carl. I don't know about that, man. The Giants are in a bad spot right now. Like if they do well, it's unintentional. Let's put it that way, because I think they're officially entering like the 2-year plan. So. I'm sure as I do more and more of this stuff, we'll definitely have my shit more squared away. So I'm sorry that I'm not more organized. But I would definitely like to do some box breaks and stuff like that. I know I've talked to Carl and stuff like that, but you know, I'd like to do some sort of setup where I don't even know I thought about it. Like even like say baseball. I know. Eric, you're drunk right now. I mean, I guess with Brett Favre coming back, you know, it's a chance, but anyway, I'd like to eventually do like box breaks or something like that, but instead of like, but not like, I don't know, not box breaks as in the traditional sense. Like I said before, like let's say, you know, if I bought 6 Topps Series 1 hobby boxes for $100 a piece roughly, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's 6 divisions. You know what I mean? Like that, you would charge everybody $100 a piece and they would get a division, and then you get all the cards from that division out of all 6 boxes. The only thing I will say is I could send you the link for this stuff, Carl. I've sent you the links for most of this stuff, but I can send you the rainbow links too. The football boxes are, I don't think football and basketball are worth spending money on right now. I just don't. You get shit autographs. You can't get any of the top autographs. You get, they're very expensive. The prices are very expensive. Panini has nothing but QC issues. They make Topps look like a dream, in my opinion. I know Topps is certainly not perfect, but, you know, Topps also isn't nearly as expensive either. So I feel as though you're getting more bang for your buck. You get nothing. I know the one thing when I was buying in breaks a lot, and the guy that I used to buy breaks from a lot, we had kind of a falling out, but I will say he still was probably the best one I ever bought from, period. Just the style he did. You got all your base cards. People like, you know, they don't want their base cards. They just want their hits or whatever. Like, I don't agree with that. If you choose to not want your base cards, that's one thing. But, I mean, like, sometimes your base cards were all I feel like I got. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I was spending money for something. So we shall see. It wouldn't be something I would sell spots to. I would have to I would ask people specifically. So that's kind of really more what I would like to do. Because I know sometimes too, like some people want the you know, let's use baseball for example. My buddy Ruck, myself are both Mets fans. Roy is a Phillies fan, you know, that kind of stuff. So you can't, it would be rougher to do divisions there, but you would say, okay, if you get 6 people to do it, then they get the team they want. So Carl would get the Mariners, you know, Ruck would get the Mets, Roy would get the Phillies, and then I would take another team or some, you know, BS like that, you know, like the Yankees or some shit, you know, and then we would just random off the other teams. So you would still get the same number of teams, but that way, you know, that way you weren't like, you have people that are fans of, say, the Jets, and then you have people that are fans of the Bills and people that are fans of the Dolphins, and it's like, well, they're all the same division. It's going to be real tough to get enough buy-in from 6 people to keep it cheap enough, you know, if only one person can get the, you know, AFC East kind of thing. So anyway, there's many ways to skin that cat. I gotta have the freed money to be able to do that anyway, but it would just be fun because you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. So, but still not having to spend a shit ton of money. So I thought about it too, Carl. I don't even know if I would do a trade. I would just say, okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a draft. So everyone picks one team. The first team you pick is yours. And then you do some sort of randomizer with the 6 people, and then you do a snake draft. You know what I'm saying? And you draft the remaining teams until they're gone. And then you break open the boxes, and that's the end of it. That way you still have some say in what you get, but you don't, like, again, if you have people that are, like, Roy is a fan of the Phillies, I'm a fan of the Mets, that wouldn't work because you're going to eliminate people that would potentially buy in. You know, 6 hobby boxes for $100, that's a lot of cards and a lot of potential hits. You know what I'm saying? A lot of rookies, all that kind of stuff. So just trying to have fun. You know, I'm not trying to sell for profit. I'm not trying to sell to have to pay taxes. I'm not trying to even get into that sphere, if you will. So it's just not my goal here. Some people, I think, forgot how to just have fun doing autistic freaking sports cards where you're just, you know, trying to enjoy each other's company and all that kind of crapola. So it's a lot easier to get someone to buy into something for $100 than it is to buy into something for, you know, $100, but you only get one team, and then you get, you know, next to nothing, you know, for that, and then the breaker only sends the hits. So, you know, if you didn't get a hit, it's like next thing you know, you basically spent $100 for nothing. That's just not my. I don't want people to feel that way. What the hell did I do with my? No, that's not it. Sorry guys, just give me 1 second. I'm trying to find. I had like these little like American flag like stickers that I was going to use inside of this thing. Obviously for a dog or something. I didn't have patches or anything, but he's an EMT and he's a 911 dispatcher for a local town and all that kind of stuff. So. There we are. So when it's still loose like that, by the way, Carl, when you make them, if you see like would still mess around with this dog's his image, I'll go on the underside and I'll kind of like glob up some glue right there, and that doesn't show in on the other side, and it will also allow for it to kind of become sticky over time, and then it'll hold place better. Another little trick of the trade kind of thing. So these are just some American flag patches that or stickers that I got that are raised up a little bit. So tomorrow night I'd like to do a live on Instagram. We'll see how everybody feels. The live on Instagram, I already have a plan squared away, ready to go. Whether I do that live or not is going to be irrelevant. I would like to do it because I'd like to try out the new tripod and the new microphone. But also too, I want to make whatever it is, 9 of those mascot cards. But the whole thought process would be is I already have the patches for them. That's all squared away. Is I would just open it up to the forum to let people pick like the background, like help make the card, basically make it a little bit more interactive, just like we did for the first live with the 360 point card. That was kind of fun and actually very nice because my buddy Junior had brought up the idea of putting the, you know, the ball that Ant-Man was dunking with the ball from the Logo Man, and I hadn't even thought about that, and I was like, oh shit, that's really friggin' awesome, you know. So yeah, I can do that, Carl. That's fine. It's I think it was 6 or 7 different rainbow designs. One was hearts, one was leopard print, one is that octagon or whatever design, or hexagon that I just used. So I used it a lot for the Taylor Swift cards that I made. So just because rainbow is obviously her thing, so I like them a lot. I think they look, they I understand everybody's like, oh, it's gay, whatever. Like, actually, the background color really looks awesome. With a lot of the cards, it just adds such a awesome color to it. So same as my buddy Ben's. I don't have a nameplate printed up for this. See, the only downside with these stickers is that, like, once they even so much as go on the vinyl, they're like freaking there, man. Oh, it's actually pretty good. So Carl, what kind of art does your wife do? Is it like a hobby for her, or is it like for money, or? God damn this thing, man. She does food art? Oh. Does she do stuff for like magazines and commercials and all that kind of stuff? Drywall? You have to send me some pictures. I'm definitely curious. All right, when I'm done with this card, I'm definitely going to log off for the night, I think, because I'm getting tired. And if I am going to go up to a card show tomorrow, I have to go to bed early. In my beauty sleep. Well, not early, but like a reasonable time. Because if not, I'll be doing cards all day long, because I have a lot to do. I'll be doing them at some point anyway tomorrow for a fair amount of time. So tomorrow I have to get done the 2 Tuas, and I have to do probably Roy's card, maybe. We shall see. Oh, do the back first. Sometimes I forget to do the back before I do the put the actual top card on, and that can be a pain in the butt. So. Get to it. You haven't sent me the money for the other shit yet, Roy. Or so you say. I'll have to check with it tomorrow when I do it, but I don't know, man. I think having no nameplate across the top of the chip card might be the move. It might look really nice. I think the in memory of chip as the like patch or whatever in the background, like that's going to be used as the in the card piece. I think that will be as long as that's visible enough, I think that will pop and look pretty nice. So the only thing I will say is I think I want to put a holographic effect on it, because I don't think I think having it just be plain black and white or whatever won't look right. It'll look a little bit too plain. But I think black and white with like some sort of holographic effect on it might be just that little pop that is needed, especially considering the black and white checker prism card is got the holographic effect on it as well, just because it's an insert. Later, little Eric. So. The only thing I will say with this vinyl, Carl, is it's not like super dirty, but like I always keep the same thing on Amazon. I bought a pack of 6 microfibers, both for cleaning cards and for my customs, but I always keep a microfiber handy just to kind of give it a little wipe, because it definitely can help. You know, there's times for a while I was doing them without, and people were buying them and I was mailing them out before, like, didn't wipe them down or anything, and I'd see pictures of them after they got them, and I'm like, crap, I should have freaking, if all I had to do was wipe it down, it looked 1,000 times better, you know. And I just use regular like sunglass microfiber wipes. That's all. Nothing more than that. And this one I'll have to put a nameplate tomorrow, I think. Pretty straightforward, but tomorrow should actually be a little bit more fun, a little bit easier, because especially if I get a chance to bang out some of the other cards, and if I have the backings or the supports done, then whatchamacallit, then the only thing it will be is just us talking smack on Instagram, and then everybody picking out like a color, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the patch is going to go, it's pretty much a straightforward assembly. The only thing is like the different color options, so that could be fun. And it could be fun because on St. Paddy's Day, if I get any of my jerk off buddies that pop on. Like a lot of the guys that popped on last time, I didn't expect to pop on, and some of those guys are raunchy as hell, and that's a good thing, you know. That could be fun because those cards aren't like sold or anything crazy like that. So the mascot cards are just, you know, if they don't sell ever, they're just gonna stay in my. I'll frame them all up and put them in my upstairs. I'll put them up on. I'm gonna build a massive wall. I'd like to do, I think, 64. I think I'd like to do 8x8 because they interlock. So like if you see on the back here, they have like quarter turn things, and these things will come out, and then you put another frame to it, and you can make a square, a line, a diamond, whatever you want. So I like them. I think they're pretty neat, but they can only hold the up to 180 point. So the downside is like I really, really, really like the 360 points, but they can't hold them, and I tried, and they just can't. So, like what you're doing, Roy, is like, you know, you have the opportunity to have all 360 points, plus you have a display case, so you have it perfect for yourself. You have it exactly the way it should be for you. Sometimes, man, these freaking cases are just like they got little markings on them and stuff. I freaking hate it. But I don't want to spend more money for more expensive ones, because then when I do go to sell them, they cost more money to people, and it's not what I want to have happen. Not bad. I'm pretty happy with it. I think John will like it. Come on. I was putting these things in team bags, but like the team bags, I can't close with them on it. So if they're not being framed, I try to put them back in the cellophane. Yeah, these were pretty easy, Carl. It's the goddamn comic book one that I'm just dreading so much, because like I said, the other ones that I've made just come out like just such shit. Like I don't need anyone to tell me that they look good or they look bad. They look bad. I know they look bad. I can see that they look bad, you know, and it bothers me because I can see the imperfections. I can see where it just kind of looks rudimentary and doesn't look right. And like I said, I felt embarrassed that I even declared them finished products, because I feel like they could have been better. So I'm gonna find out as I do this one, because I've had a chance to learn about a lot of, you know, a lot of different crap. So as far as techniques, so I don't know if that ever stops, Carl. Like I've talked to other people that do this, and they still make it seem like they're going through like how they do things and different, you know, different ideas, different techniques, all that stuff. Even the most established of guys. So but well, at least you guys and my little buddy Eric there, he logged in, so that was cool. So I think Instagram got a lot more viewers as well, so that was another big plus. Well, the only difference, the only hard part about doing the trading, Roy, would be like we could do it amongst ourselves, I guess, but like you know, I'd have to find a way to I had to be able to live stream, and everyone would have to be able to join in with the camera, like on your phone. so that way you can see what it is people are talking about. People are going to want to see the cards, that kind of stuff. Like they're going to want to see what the condition is and stuff. So, because it's not just PC stuff for everybody. If I'm going to trade some good Phillies stuff, for example, you know, like you're going to trade something for, you know, yeah, don't even get, fuck you, Carl, you damn Zoom. I wanted to Zoom, but somebody's phone wasn't good enough to Zoom, or so they say. Yeah. If I was waiting to see how you'd react to that, you friggin' jerk. I'm not sure that Roy knows what technology completely is. And even he could zoom better than you. You're not a team player, Carl. That's just what it comes down to. You know, you don't need to have a room. You just create a studio real quick. It takes 2 seconds. So those are the two Tuas that I'm doing. Pretty basic, straightforward stuff. God damn it, that one was rough around the football, but I don't know if there's much I can do about that. Yeah. So Carl, when you're cutting cards, sometimes you gotta ask yourself, is it worth cutting these little tiny spaces or not? And sometimes it comes out really well, and sometimes not. And this is one of those times where it did not for me. Not saying I can't save it, but it's going to be, this is one of those cards where I'm going to have to pray that the sum of the parts look better than the individual pieces. So if you can see right where his hand meets the football, that's the issue. The rest of it's like pretty straightforward, pretty easy, pretty standard. And always leave yourself some time when you've cut a card, because once it's sat in a penny sleeve for a little while, you take it back out, it's like you notice little imperfections that you didn't see before. So nothing wrong with going back and retrimming. Just don't wreck the thing or paralyze yourself with technicalities. So, because if you do this perfectly and you're like, oh wow, that's cut really beautifully, but you do a bad color scheme or something along those lines, so you did a great job cutting the card and then you ruin it by picking some sort of crap that just doesn't go together. And conversely, there's cards that I'm like, oh my god, this might be shit, and then just the rest of it came together so well. I'm like, god damn, that looks nice, you know. So yeah, and I still do that too, Carl, I'll be honest with you. I'm not interested in making this any harder than I need to be, because at the end of the day, like I've said in some other videos, you know, the person that, whether it's for you or for somebody else, or you just want to see some sort of progression, the only thing anybody's ever going to judge you on is the finished product. You'll know what's perfect. You'll know what you had to do to get to that point, you know, but nobody else will, and it won't matter, you know. Like I said about Roy's Miles Sanders 360 point, like doing the frame around the outside and stuff, that took 2 hours, just the framing on the outside, because of the way I did it, and it was the first time I had ever done it, you know. So it's kind of like, it looks like it shouldn't take that long, or this, that, and the third, and it's like, that's just not the case. So Nothing wrong with that. A lot of the nicer cards that people make, Carl, are they're not vinyl or anything crazy like that. It's probably even a lot cheaper than what it is that I'm using. It's just they. It's like people who sell cards. They always say save your shipping stuff. So people ship you stuff, reuse the boxes, that kind of stuff. These people will cut cards and they'll cut these strips and they make like this shattered glass kind of background look to it. And that shattered glass will get 4 or 5 cards use out of it because you're going to just rearrange the colors and rearrange the organization of it all, and then it's not going to look the same on every other card, and you may not even realize that they're using the same other cards that they've cut up, mixed between paper and chromium and all this other kind of stuff. So I always interested in how other people do it, not because I don't want to copy what it is they're doing. I'm just interested because I want to stay in the lane that I'm in. So I want to see if there's anything that they do that I can incorporate in what I do. But I will got to make sure that if I ever do that, that I like cite them as like, hey, I got this idea from X, Y, and Z person or whatever. Most of the guys that do this kind of stuff, as long as you go out of your way to, message them and then tag them or whatever, like that's all they're looking for. They're looking to make sure you're not just literally stealing their work and not even giving them the credit, that they deserve. So, because at the end of the day, there's almost nobody. I don't want to say nobody, but almost nobody that's making enough money to where it's like, oh, what do you do for a living? I do card art. Maybe Luke the Cardist because he got hired by Topps to do this stuff. I have no idea. I've never spoken to him before. I follow him on Instagram, but I've never spoke to him. So, but I don't know if any of these other guys. They all have regular jobs. That Shark Bait Customs. I've spoken to him. LJ Customs is a teacher. Any other person I spoke to, they do, Well, so it's funny you say that, Carl, about that they shouldn't have posted it. There are some card artists that say that too. They're like, no, once I post it, it's like it's not like they own it. It's it's free to be used for whatever. And as much as I respect that, because I think that's a pretty good way about going about it, the downside is it's like it's still kind of like if you respect what somebody else did to the point that you're gonna mimic it or copy it, you should at least take the time to be like, hey man, like that's why I reached out to LJ Customs and tell him like, hey man, I always look for your advice. I appreciate your insight. I appreciate what you think about how I do stuff because you're the reason why I do this stuff because your style is what got me into this style. And then there was other people that helped me who do the same style as him, like the guy Keith that my buddy Roy uses, stuff like that. Like I do the same style that he does. Basically, I do it because of LJ, but I don't try to hide the fact that our styles are very similar. But I won't ever speak bad of Keith because Keith helped me out when I was, when I was kind of like doing all this stuff. He helped me source patches and stuff like that. He's like, oh, I use, this 1 or 2 people, and then he told me what kind of patches he looks for, and then boom, I was off to the races. But without him helping me out, maybe I wouldn't have found those patches. Maybe I wouldn't, have gotten to where I'm at. So like I'll always be appreciative of that. And he didn't have to take the time out to do that. There's another guy named Rick Mead, same thing. He does a different style than I do. Sometimes I think some of the stuff he does, looks a little bit, rough or whatever, but he has a completely different style than I do. But again, same thing, without his positive reinforcement and his, advice and stuff like that, I wouldn't be anywhere, where I am now. So I won't ever throw shade at those guys that helped me because, without them, I wouldn't be anywhere. It's the same thing when I took the time out to explain things to you because I'm like, what? I view it as a paid forward kind of thing. It's the same reason why, as much as I've had my back and forths with Roy, and he'll tell you, to the point where I even mailed the dude back money. You know what I'm saying? Like Roy has always loved this stuff. So I don't ever shit down the dude's throat. I put him and Keith in contact with one another, and Keith's been doing a lot of his stuff now because that's what he wants. But I want to do different things with this stuff, and I still do stuff for Roy, but not nearly as much. Keith is the main guy that does his stuff now, but it's like you don't have to do well and shit down everybody else's throats. So these guys don't mind if you take their ideas and run with them. Their only thing has always been, from what I have seen, is make sure you do it better, and make sure that you don't shit down their throat. You know what I mean? Don't act like you're holier than thou when you got an idea from them. Make sure you be nice to them, and then just fucking hit a home run. Do awesome art, that kind of stuff. So I'm not as artsy as a lot of these people. I'd like to maybe get to that point, but I also don't do this style of card stuff. So I'd rather get good at this stuff. I'd rather get closer to like what LJ is doing, because I like that stuff a little bit more. But that's just personally. Like, that's what I'd like to have on my wall. You know what I'm saying? I may buy a piece from him at some point just to have done it. There's other dudes out there ripping cuts, pretty fly for a white guy, Level Up Customs. We're all pretty similar to the right stuff. So there's no reason to, you know, I haven't done some stuff just because they did do it. And they're like, no, go ahead and do it. And I just don't do it just out of, you know, out of respect, because they just did a Magic the Gathering card with a crossover and, you know, this, that, and the third. So it's like, it's just my perspective on things. Other people will still have no problem shitting down other people's throats. They'll still have no problem, you know, just running off with their own idea and kind of like not saying anything. And that's fine. I'm not the police. I'm not going to be there to break their balls or throw shade. I'm a paramedic in New York, man. I'm going to be going to work on Monday. You know, I'm working for the next 9 days in a row after that, or 10 days. I don't even know. You know, and this social media crap, and between the social media crap and, you know, the selling of customs, like, you know, I'm working like I am because people, like, I think a lot of people didn't believe that my margins were what they were with the cars that I was selling. And, you know, I had $42 in my bank account a couple weeks ago because I hadn't worked at my other job, but yet I was selling a shit ton of customs. I'm not making any money off these things. You know what I'm saying? So it's all what you want to do. You got to put your own head down on your own pillow at night. No one else is going to give a shit. So. But, all right. Well, it's 11:30 for me and for Roy. So I'd like to go live tomorrow. I'd like to go live earlier tomorrow than this, obviously, by a lot. And then have all my shit set up. So I don't know about that, Carl. I haven't sold much recently. I mean, I haven't tried either, to be honest with you. I haven't. But I don't know. I don't know. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for logging into the first live stream thing. I still like Instagram a lot more, so we'll see how that goes when I get my new crap tomorrow. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.